Today, we're introducing Warp Factories in early access. This is flexible infrastructure to help teams build cloud-based software factories of their own. You might be used to running interactive agents on your machine to get things done. This is convenient, but it has a few problems in a team context. Namely, letting team members use different models and harnesses across the toolchain makes it hard to monitor security access, cost, and return on investment. Using automations in a software factory can help address this by letting the team fine-tune the models and costs that are used for each step in the development lifecycle, adding a central place to manage MCPs, secret access, skills, and everything else in the environment, and a dashboard to give a bird's-eye view on team velocity and cost to track the efficiency of a factory over time. This brings us to Warp Factories. It's super easy to get started with. Connect your repository, and you can have a factory spun up in a few minutes. And this will set you up with a suite of agents for each step in the development lifecycle, starting with triage to research issues as they come in, spec writing for larger features, implementation to write the code with verification using computer use, code review on the back end, and a factory foreman that will orchestrate all of these agents through the chain. And all this infrastructure is written as code, with a centralized file to manage all of the repositories in your factory, secrets and MCP servers available. And for each of our agents, we have a config file to show how that agent should behave, the model that it should be using, and the set of skills that it has access to work with your third-party integrations like Linear, Slack, GitHub, or anywhere else you want to interact with the factory. Now let's talk about kicking off tasks inside of your factory. Factories live wherever you're working, so you can tag it in on your task board on Linear and Jira to start writing out a spec for a feature, for example. You can also tag in your factory on GitHub for PR review flows and leaving comments. And our favorite workflow, tagging in agents from Slack. You'll notice here that we actually have multiple factories that we run for each of our teams. Each of these factories are set up with different permissions, skills, MCP servers, so the capabilities of every factory are scoped appropriately. For example, we have this AEO factory that we use for optimizing our blog posts for search engines. Our go-to-market team also has a marketing factory that we use for updating our landing page and brand assets. We also discovered by accident that with computer use, the agent can watch Loom videos for us. And finally, we have our product building factory, which we've lovingly called Wilson. This agent has access to our core repositories for the Warp terminal, the server, and the web UI. Here, one of our lead engineers, Ben Nevada, is asking the agent to implement a picker for our third-party harnesses. We support Claude Code and Codex as harnesses inside of the system, by the way. He wanted to make sure that picker is migrated to our new UI. So that foreman routed our request to the triage agent to do a bit of investigation. The agent discovered that it wasn't implemented correctly, so it fired a Linear issue for visibility to the rest of the team. This is the beauty of a flexible system like this, where you can connect your own task boards to make sure the whole team is aligned on what agents are doing. And after a bit of back and forth with the triage agent to understand the scope of the problem, Ben moved it along to spec writing. This is for larger features where you want to write out a detailed plan tailored to the repositories that you're working in. And these specs get written as code that you can review. Here we have a text spec that was generated as a pull request. And you can think of text specs like a plan based on a more detailed template tailored to your repository. This details all of the changes that need to be made, along with testing and validation strategies. And once a spec gets improved, we can move on to implementation. And all agent runs are backed by a session that are easy to join from whatever tooling that you're using. Here we can view the live session that implemented this change with the opportunity to follow up from the web UI, from the Warp terminal, or you can use the factory MCP to interact with sessions, config, and anything else from your favorite coding harness. This MCP is useful not only for resuming sessions and interacting with the foreman, but also for updating your factory configuration or understanding the work that needs to get done. And on the other side, we get a pull request that's ready for review, with all the changes detailed, validation steps, and even a recording using computer use. Here we can see the agent demonstrating that it added the picker that we wanted to add. We'll also highlight cursor clicks, we'll edit out dead spots while the agent is reviewing screenshots, and we'll also show callouts while it's navigating with the keyboard. And then in the review phase, you're free to leave comments on GitHub or ask the agent about decisions that it made directly on Slack. It's really helpful to have the agent side by side while you're reviewing a PR. And from the dashboard, you can get a bird's eye view of all of these conversations that are happening across Slack, across linear issues, anywhere else that you're tracking work. In the activity feed, we can see where agents are at in each step of the process, whether they're working with the triage agent, planning, building, or reviewing. We can also take a look at all of the agent runs across our team, with callouts for the origin of those requests, whether there's any artifacts that we can review, like images or videos taken as part of a PR, and a breakdown of subagents used to see the delegation strategy. Warp's harness is fully capable of automatic orchestration, by the way. We can take a look at the agents that were used for that Slack conversation here, with the triage agent, a spec step, and implementation. We can also review the cost of every agent run for full visibility on where our tokens are going. We also have full visibility into the agents and automations backing these flows. They're configured as code, but you can also view them from the web UI to review the models that are used at each step, secrets, MCPs, and additional instructions. We can also see our automations that connect those agents to the outside world, like mentions to the warp agent in linear issues, messaging through Slack DMs versus Slack channels. Anywhere that your team works, you can connect it up to the factory. Not only do we help you set up the factory, but we also help you monitor and improve that factory over time. One capability for that are scorers, which are a special type of agent that review the output and the quality of the other agents in the system. For example, we have a scorer for code quality that reviews all of our implementation agent runs and judges based on a rubric to decide whether it's performing well. You can also define your scoring criteria, your pass threshold to really fine-tune what success and failure look like. And we can see a few of those past runs here with the cost breakdown for what these scores are costing us. And we can see whether each of these agents passed the sniff test and what comments the agent might have about that performance. You can, of course, come to this dashboard to review the output of each run if you're curious, but this becomes really effective when we pull in the idea of self-improvement. This is the idea of an agent reviewing all of that scoring output and all of the runs that your team puts through this system and suggesting insights and changes that you can make to improve the quality of your factory over time. Here we had one of our self-improvement agents review all that scoring output and suggest a change to improve the quality of the code that gets generated. This is addressing complaints that we left on PR reviews about code comments and suggest a change to the skill to improve the quality of those code comments, so next time we don't run into those issues. This is super valuable for pulling out hidden gems in all the conversations that you have to make meaningful change to improve the quality of your agents. And finally, we have our bird's eye dashboard to see how all of this is playing out over time, like looking at our cost per PR to understand as we ship changes to our skills and optimize our setup, is it truly decreasing the cost of the pull requests that we run through the system? We'll also help your team with velocity tracking, looking at the number of PRs opened, the total runs across the system, and any other analytics you may need access to. And we have benchmarks, which let you take a set of tasks that represent the work that you do on your team and runs these scores against those tasks with different models and context. So you can set up effective routing to the right models for each step in your factory. It's like a personalized model benchmark just for your setup. So that's Warp Software Factories. It's open and flexible, letting you use any agents or any models for the job, with options to either host through us or self-host, and full data sovereignty. And because the infrastructure is owned as code, it's easy to tweak and improve over time with connectors to any trigger: Slack, GitHub, Linear, and REST API and SDK. It's an early access, so join the waitlist, and we're giving up to $10,000 in factory usage to qualified teams.